Sugaring by Jesse Haas under this beautiful sweet maple tree. Here we go. Gramp and Nora are gathering sap. Cold nights and sunny days. That's sugaring weather, says Gramp. 4 buckets hang on one big maple tree. Gramp takes a bucket down and pours the sap into Nora's pail. When he hangs the bucket back on the tree, sap drips into it. Tap, tap, tap. Gramp empties more buckets into his pails. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Come up, Gramp tells the horses, and they pull the big tank closer. Their hooves sink deep in the snow. Their breath makes a cloud. Sweat rolls from under Bonnie's collar and down Stella's nose. Whoa, Gramp says. He pours the sap into the tank. 1 pail, 2. Gramp waits while Nora drinks from the 3rd pail, and he drinks too. Sap tastes good, like cold, sweet water. Can I give Bonnie and Stella a drink? Nora asks. They're working hard. Not from the pail, Gramp says. They'll want to stop at every tree. I need them to stop where I say. Nora cups her hands. She dips some sap from the pail and she hurries to Bonnie and Stella. The sap drips out through her fingers. Bonnie and Stella lick with their big pink tongues, but they only get a tiny taste. It's hard to give sap to horses, Gramp says. Never mind, they'll get plenty of hay for lunch. But they get hay all the time, Nora says. Sap is special. When the sap is all gathered, Gramp drains it into a holding tank. After lunch, he starts a fire in the sugar house. Sap from the holding tank flows into a long pan and begins to boil. Gramp tells Nora horse stories. They feed the fire and sing songs. Slowly, the sap at the end of the pan turns brown. The horse's hooves crunch the snow. Gramp drives them close to the sugar house. Whoa, he says, and hurries inside. It boiled up, Nora says. It's almost ready, Gramp says. He dips his scoop into the pan and holds it up to watch the drips. The horses puff outside the door. Couple more minutes. He dips and watches until the syrup slides off the spoon in one smooth sheet. All right, Gramp says. He opens a faucet on the side of the pan. Thick brown syrup pours into a kettle. At the other end of the pan, clear new sap flows in to replace it. Gramp shuts off the faucet. He puts some syrup in a glass and sets it in the snow to cool. Nora can hardly wait to taste it. Maple syrup is even more special than sap. When the syrup is cool enough, Gramp and Nora drink some. It's so sweet they can only take little sips. Oh, that's good, Gramp says. Bonnie and Stella watch through the door. Bonnie and Stella should get a taste, Nora says. They brought the sap in, and they brought the wood. She pours some syrup into her hand. It's warm and sticky, and it dribbles through her fingers. Nora holds her hand out to Bonnie. Careful, Gramp says. Bonnie licks and licks. She thinks maple syrup is special, too. Suddenly, Nora feels Bonnie's teeth. Ow! She pulls her hand away. Okay? Gramp asks. Nora nods. Your hand was so sweet, she thought it was candy. Bonnie and Stella are hitched to the sled. They point their ears at Nora. Nora holds her hands flat so her fingers are out of the way. Bonnie's and Stella's whiskers tickle and their breath goes whoosh. Their long lips fumble up the sugar. Crunch, crunch, crunch. They nod their heads as they chew. Happy now, Gramp says. Yes, says Nora. She climbs up beside him, Gramp gives her the reins, and she gives him his piece of maple sugar. Then they drive out to the woods to get more sap. The end.